I have it lowered though. Hello YouTube, it's OJ the West here and my friend Last Sniper UC. Welcome back to another GT Online live stream, episode 55. Ah, ready when you
They
are?
s- they said the game when you invite your friend to Warhammer to play with you, the game will pop up a message saying that um if you don't want any spoilers, you will have to play through the story yourself. If you don't want any spoilers, because apparently the online co-op has spoilers in it.
I don't care. I'm not
Wow, look at
gonna.
that. Look at that. They're like in a circle around each other.
I saw that.
How convenient.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking of this. If I ever wanted to bring back the Proud Countrymen, what if I gave them the monster truck but gave them heavy revolvers to make the monster truck more lethal?
Hmm.
I gotta adjust this. Imagine a weaponized monster truck, not counting the Sasquatch. That reminds me, when I get around to it, I could probably weaponize it again. But next time I do my mission creator, I can bring some of my own personal arena war vehicles in there. Oh, Jordan! It sucks that you don't have any arena war vehicles. What if I made a derby, like a demolition derby style mission, where you can
Hmm.
smash into other cars using your arena war vehicle? One neat advantage you have with the monster truck is you are pretty tall, pretty high up there.
Yeah, so that one player thing you're seeing is just for the story.
It's probably for the story. I was about to say it was not worried about it. Uh. No. By the way, guys, I figured out what happened with yesterday's mission. So there was nothing wrong with the Strombergs, and I actually did have a respawn area set for both Strombergs for my friend and I to use. But as it turns out, as I was adjusting the vehicles, I failed to do a check on the respawn itself, and it was registered as a starting point only, which basically sucked because, yeah, I actually had to do a check on that, and since I failed to do that, my friend and I were basically at the mercy of the game itself. Oh my god.
That was a squeaky hiccup.
Just had my snack.
I'll have another one.
I don't want to. Climb. Oh, that's right, they're automatically dropped off. I almost feel a sneeze coming on. Or as I like to call it, the evening sneezes. Owie.
Wrong game.
You know, they could just take the crates in the back instead of taking the whole truck.
Cradle in the shit.
Ah, they're not even shooting at me anymore. Well, maybe in the future, when we're up against the Future Shot Girls Party, I will probably have us back in Stromberg's, maybe, but there's no guarantee. That guy must have just bought something at a fruit stand and then I was driving off. I'll meet you at the casino. Did we just complete? Wow, we completed that fast.
Well,
Oh
yeah,
my god.
they were all in one area, so it made it extremely easy and fast to do.
I'll turn the heat on for my pad. It's like 63 degrees in here.
Imagine just putting that underneath your blankets with you, just only use the heat but not the vibration.
Mm. I had to do that once when my chair motor actually died, and it still can do the heat. But I don't use the. I only use the remote for my chair just to recline and stuff now. And that motor is like dead now.
Thought you got a new one, a
Huh?
new motor. I thought you got a new motor for it.
No, I figured that a massage pad is just more convenient.
I'm every time I spin this wheel, I'm always so close to getting that car.
The game's mocking you.
And I just end up getting another 50K added to it instead.
Hey, more money for your bank. I mean, you do need to make all that money back. I'm gonna put on my slippers. I'm actually wearing some very light socks today. Because I was actually gonna put on another pair of socks early after the shower. But then I discovered there was a hole in one of them, and then and you really don't want to stitch them back either, because it's just gonna. Then I mean, I'm always gonna get a hole in the bottom of my sock, which always sucks because the hole's only gonna get bigger. And you don't want to stitch them together because then it starts feeling weird, and if the stitching gets loose, then the whole sock is ruined, and you just have to throw it away.
You could just throw the one sock away and just keep the good sock
You
and
don't
as
want
a
it. It
spare,
depends on. Oh, damn it!
and
Sorry.
keep it as a spare
Well, some
for
of the
one of your
socks
other socks.
Here's the thing though. Say I have two pairs of socks that match. I mean, it'd be more forgiving if one of the socks has a hole in it. But some of the pairs I have like are only like a single pair. So if one sock goes bad, you almost have to throw both of them away. I have a lot of socks, but I remember last year I had to throw away a bunch of the regular black socks from Hanes. Like the sock itself was so thin that it would only last for maybe 2 months before the holes start showing, and
Hmm.
you start noticing the holes. Oh. Point to point. I was right. All right, guys. So if you want to know, I call it point to point. Actually, that's what my friend and I call it, is point to point when you got to do the acid deliveries.
I'm gonna make my way to E and A.
All right, I'll go to B and C.
And then if I drive any one past that are close, I'll do it along the way.
Hmm. Well, C is very far away, so you're gonna have to do the other three if you want to do them. Oh crap! Which one is it? Oh yeah, it's the one here.
Ah,
What?
someone put a pole in my way. I got
Don't get
itchy on
wanted.
my
Don't get wanted.
lower
Don't get wanted.
back.
Okay, I'm not wanted. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna go to C, and I'm gonna get to Sparrow. So you'd probably be going to D, A, and E. All right. Did I put the Sparrow away? Okay, I did. I just want to make sure I did.
Oop, wrong way.
Well, I will admit though, since the newest update in Warframe, my Obex, my Prisma Obex, has never gotten better now. That one
Mm-hmm.
particular mod, the Tenakai mod, increases my damage output by at least twofold. And I've already gotten used to using Tenakai. I have tried it before, but I always found it wonky, depending on what weapons you're using. And I personally feel like it's right at home with the sparring weapon. When you do the foot stomp, the heavy attack for the sparring weapon is a foot stomp that does considerable damage. And when you get the Tenakai proc, your foot stomp is like instantaneous. It's like the daddy putting his foot down, I'm in charge kind of stomp. And it's so cool. And after learning more and more about using it, I've actually gotten so good at it now. But I'll still fail every now and then. I'm like, you're not going to expect to kill anyone all the time. This is the one with the truck, right? Where I gotta go to the truck.
Uh,
Hold on, let me go to the other side.
it's usually at the front.
Not that one, right?
I'm not sure which one you're at.
I'm not sure which one I'm at either. I think it's this one. Yeah, either way, I'll have my answer. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn my Sparrow in advance. And somebody just hit it. Yeah. Uh. Doors. A motorcycle helmet while piloting a helicopter.
Why not?
That's like a Daft Punk helmet, man. Why can't we have a Daft Punk style helmet? That would be so cool.
You're talking about the ones with the sparkly disco ball motorcycle helmet type robot face guys?
No, you're thinking of those stupid ass helmets from like Saints Row reboot.
No, no, I'm
Oh,
not.
maybe. I'm not sure. It's hard to get visual.
I think Def Punk is the ones with um the disco ball, the silver and gold disco ball robot mask.
Locking onto them. Are those cops down there? They have to be. Yep, they're cops. Homing off. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel a sneeze coming on, but I will sneeze in the future. It is inevitable. Yeah, I sure had my fun today in Warframe. When I was in Tycho for those 220 minutes, I think the number one thing that made me change my tactics is like, where is the timing? The anti-frames, ironically, are not stronger the longer you're in there. Thankfully. Misery is the only one that actually is stronger when he summons Shadow of Violence, and sometimes he summons Shadow of Angst, or the other one. And
Mm.
every now and then, Misery often dies after he summons. Well, I'm more likely to get killed by the Corpus units themselves, the longer I'm in those missions. And I started realizing I spent more time picking up my KVAT, over like killing the enemy. That's when it started dawning on me that you got to get the hell out of there. Once like the one shots, they really do start one shotting you. And I will admit though, if you were on a Revenant, you probably would get further in because of invincibility and bullshit. But at the end of the day, though, like, do you really want to, like, most people would not be willing to spend 220 minutes in a survival mission, especially against the Corpus. I mean, here's the thing, though. If you're, if you're fighting, say, the Grenier, like, if you're fighting only the Grenier, I would probably go 300 minutes in, assuming I don't get one-shotted by them, which I have health gaining mechanics due to arcane persistence. But, what's interesting is the fact that fighting the Corpus, they definitely start becoming way more dangerous. And the Nullifiers, as I said, on my way out when you were in party chat with me, and as soon as I get hit by a Nullifier, I'm immediately down because when you're in a Nullifier, your arcane persistence is disabled.
Hmm.
So yeah, and not to, like I said, my Kavat keeps getting downed, and I'm being stupid and picking her up every time she gets down.
You shouldn't have to pick her up anyway if they get
That's what
themselves
I
up.
said. I should not have to. And I don't. I mean, I pick her up immediately or whenever I can, simply because I need that. I want that safety net. But I mean, I do have last gasp. I mean, I do have last gasp. I mean, it's what you get for upgrading your. Wrong one. Is when you start upgrading your focus school line. So I'm trying to figure out what it was because it's been so long. I mean, I had mine fully upgraded almost since the later update with the old Peace update. I literally like completely maxed out on all my focus schools, like 100% everything. And like as a matter of fact, I don't even have anything to buy with my focus anymore. I mean, it'd be nice if they give you like a little store and give you more things to buy, like more consumables or something. Hell, like
Stay
imagine if you could get
operation.
Spectre blueprints from
Where are we going?
airport.
Airport.
And yeah, like I mean, last gasp does work, but the downside is, like I said, when you're in that mission for so long, you got to be very careful not to get knocked out, because especially when you're in last gasp, your operator does a lot more damage while in last gasp mode, but you're still squishy as hell. So you actually have to be very mindful on taking damage. And you know what's also funny? 200 minutes in, Spectres, Call Group, Syndicate Spectres, they all will die in minutes because of how dangerous those enemies are. Their damage output is so high that they destroy the Call Group. Literally watching Call get slaughtered like that is just sad. But then again, there's high level enemies. The battle starts getting real right around 200 minutes in. You and I, the longest we've actually ever been in a survival mission together in Warframe was probably many years ago. I remember us doing this about a challenge, but that was under different circumstances. We were basically like keeping the area locked down because I was on a limbo. And the game mechanics, I don't think Overguard even existed back then. And nowadays, like up against the Corpus as a limbo, like the Rift doesn't feel as effective against them sometimes because of the nullifier bubbles. But I have learned ways of dealing with it. Thankfully, they made it to where the nullifier bubbles do not immediately pop the cataclysm, but shrink it, but accelerate its shrinking, which is fine. I go down my operator and disable the bubbles anyway. Ugh. But if we were to fight other factions, yeah. Like if you and I were to like say fight the Grenier, the two of us would definitely have an easier time, especially as a limbo, because they have zero counter to my abilities. Like I could have a long duration, large bubble build, and make it to where they can't shoot us. Like they would literally not be able to shoot us. And I'm talking about the overguarded enemies like Eximus units and the like. They would not be able to hit us because their guns won't work. While stasis is active, every time they shoot bullets, they don't work. They're basically shooting blanks. And it's really kind of funny too, because imagine if you're doing a long run with your guildies and you're the only limbo in the group, and when somebody is like finally having enough, it's like, Limbo, turn off your stasis. And guess what? They immediately start dying because the bullets are now hitting them and shit like that. But like that kind of scenario would not happen because like you're not going to be in a survival mission with your clanmates for more than unless it's pre-made and you're actually like and you actually know them or spent enough time with them. But it's highly unlikely that they're going to actually want to run with you for more than for maybe like 20 or 30 minutes. I mean, I haven't really spent any time with my clanmates in months. I basically just been doing everything by myself. Since I've been actually wanting to really start focusing on only killing Corpus, I've been putting more time into Tycho and that mission node on the moon. I mean, sure, I'll bring other people. I'll go in there with other players every now and then, but you're not gonna get as many kills, which is fine. I mean, they'll split to the middle or whatever. Oh, I forgot to put my sparrow away. That's okay. Hopefully it's not damaged. Help take the fool's gold. Never mind, now it just says leave the area. I also just realized I could just use my oppressor to get out of here because we're going to be doing client jobs anyway.
Of course, that spawns my damn oppressor on top of the damn bridge.
That's okay, I'm making my way to pick you up.
This game definitely needs to fix its spawning areas for its vehicles.
Relax. There you are. Alright, I'm gonna make my way over here at the end. The parking lot. Am I gonna take you to your buzzard or no?
I don't know how you got the buzzard up.
I meant to say the oppressor.
You can. It's on the highway. It's on your left.
I
It's
see
like
it.
right underneath you.
I see it. Get out. So isn't I there? Isn't that your oppressor right there? All right. I'll go ahead and put my vehicle away. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spawn the terabyte soon. Gotta put my acid lab away. Acid truck. I'm thinking I'm gonna move my blanket in the back of my chair like I did the other day. In the peripheral of my vision, I keep thinking my cat's right there.
Hello, hello. Okay, gonna cost a little. I know someone
You did that
who
on
lives there
purpose
with
to
me.
get me to actually want to call him out, didn't you?
Alright, that's up to you if you wanted to.
Hello, hello.
Ugh.
I'll call my buddy in pharmaceuticals. Gonna cost you, but I can get
I
what we
actually don't
need.
need to. I don't need to wear the blanket or anything. I just get it. What?
Sorry
I
about...
just called you. There we go.
Parked in a weird area.
It always parks in a weird area around here.
It's only if you spawn it in this area.
By the way, the gun van for tomorrow's mission is going to be able to tank quite a few missiles before you die.
Why'd you punch the helicopter?
And then,
Like you did.
yeah, wrong button. Ah! Won't let me in the... Don't say anything. This helmet. Why can't I wear my outfit? There. That explains why I can't use it.
Okay, you're going to steal a diamond shipment from Vangelico Fine Jewelry. Our client wants these rocks, but she won't pay retail price. Get over there and put some of our
Are
technology
you
to
on?
use.
I'm on
That's how you do
console.
it.
I literally forgot some. I actually for a second there didn't think anyone was watching it for a second. That's okay, cool. It's all cool. All right. Yeah, I'm on console. Both of my friend and I are both on console. We're console players. I don't know if it's a sensory thing or do I just like the or not, but I like whenever I'm on the terabyte, I feel compelled to using the camera. I mean, to be fair, when you compare, like it does kind of feel like a sensory thing. It's so much quieter, so much peaceful, and just watching the world. I'm just gonna get in position for the next one. Go to Vangelica. Oh yeah, you actually have to blow them up, don't you? Oh, my pad just turned off. No, I don't. I don't need to be in there. It'd be nice if you could wear hats inside vehicles. I mean, you can wear a hat in a vehicle. It has to be those backwards hats that you get from the casino or something like that.
Grab the diamonds and get out of there before this whole thing goes to shit. the jewelers.
She literally is like so like they're using mixed dialogue. So imagine like two different emotional responses to certain actions that you've performed. Hey, the diamond guy is dead.
Got them? Alright, now get them over to our client. They know these diamonds will be hot, but there's
Yep.
hot, then there's hot.
When your friend gets into Presser Mark II.
Watch yourself. We're visible to the
Oh
competition.
yeah. Hey, Jordan, what do you think of the idea of that meme I had earlier this morning when we were in Warframe? What do you think of the idea of a meme involving Limbo and his apprentice? Like, when your best friend is a Limbo main, you're basically the apprentice. Or something like that. It's not an insult. I mean, it's like, a magician does have an... Being a math magician, like... It's weird when I was looking at Google AI, like what Warframe would be the best Warframe to synergize with Limbo, and I don't know why, but I feel compelled to doing that. Well, we might do that when we do Fortified, when we actually have some time to chill. Remind me, because we are gonna do Fortified. Actually, I'm gonna make my way there now. In advance, guys. Don't think I've heard that song before, but not a bad song.
That's good work, and the pay is good too. Should be with you now.
Ooh. I almost crashed into one of those hole light. Oh, dogs. Alright. Protect the armored Boxville. I'm actually curious. I want to pick the brain for the origin of this particular mission. What the hell is so special about the armored Boxville? I understand you need to use the Phantom Wedge to destroy the crates, but like, what's the deal with the armored Boxville? Does it like contain files or something? It's just a carousel job, so well, it's a VIP work. And the curiosity is like, what's the origin? I might even ask Google that too.
It's a popular electric vehicle that they want.
That's dumb. That's literally the dumbest. I mean, to be fair, there's like they. All right, I think I'm in deep enough. It would suck. Remember those helicopters? Oh man, that was funny as hell, dude. It's like, it's rare to have stuff like that happen to us, but when it does, it's funny as hell. From an outside perspective, someone else would immediately think we're just two idiots, but to me, we're having a good time.
You can still be an idiot and still have a good time.
Exactly. And you can't be smart all the time. Everyone's gonna have their idiot moments. Sometimes it's good to be an idiot from time to time. I see a lot of... Oh my god, no. The game really doesn't want me to look at stuff on Google right now.
You could just stay in the tunnel.
I don't want to stay in the tunnel. I was in the war. Okay, when I'm looking up, it's kind of funny that it just looks like I'm just coughing it up or something.
Maybe you are.
Probably. No! Jordan, and you... Oh! Son of
No,
a bitch.
you're on your own. I'm on my oppressor. Too dangerous for me. And don't you dare bring him over here.
Dude, they're already dead.
I still see one on my radar.
Liar. Yeah.
There was.
There was. You had to correct yourself. Time doesn't stop for anything. Not even love.
Or limbo.
Or, well, actually, that's not true. Limbo can stop time. Oh, god damn it. No, why did I get on my... Jordan! There's some helicopters.
They won't come over here unless you go over there.
Alright, then I'm gonna head...
We're too far away.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sit right here and, I'm gonna go get my...
You can see they're not moving.
I can see that they're not moving. Alright, I'm gonna get my phone. I'm trying to do some... asking some questions. I got my answer gun, or I got my question gun. Time to go answer hunting. In the game GTA Online, what's the origin of the VIP work fortified? Fortified is a VIP work mission introduced in the import. It requires that the player is to be a CEO and own an armored box rail, blah blah blah. It is known as a fairly easy mission, often done in invite-only sessions for a steady payout, 25 to 35k. What was the other question I was going to ask? I completely forgot.
I don't remember. I was only half listening.
That's understandable. Okay. Let's see. In this fictional scenario, what if more accurate limbo and more accurate... Do you want Savagoth or Folly?
It don't matter. You can pick whoever
No,
you want.
You pick.
Sevagov, I guess.
Savagoth from Warframe were to invade... What anime universe do you want Savagoth and Limbo and Savagoth to invade?
I already picked. You picked.
I don't know. You have a much wider array of anime. Not Dragon Ball. We already know what
One
happens.
Punch Man.
No, come on.
I picked. It's an anime.
Fine. We're to invade the One Punch Man universe. In the scenario, Limbo's rift circumvents gag armor and plot armor. That's
So you're gonna cheat?
yes. You already know what happens if actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me back out of that. Alright. Well, actually, Limbo's Rift technically can circumvent conventional defenses, supposedly. Alright, let's see what happens. In this fictional scenario, a lore-accurate Limbo and Savagoth would be a god-level threat. In the One Punch Man universe, likely causing chaos similar to Cosmic Fear, Gao, or Boros. Though they would not be physical powerhouses like Saitama, their strength lies in hacks, concept manipulating abilities, rather than raw destructive output, allowing them to manipulate reality and time in ways few OPM characters could counter. Lore accurate Limbo, the reality warper. Remember my character. Immortal untouchability. Limbo can exist in the Rift indefinitely, making him effectively untouchable by physical attacks, energy blasts, or speedsters like Flashy Flash. Time stop. Limbo can freeze any enemy and or projectiles within his rift indefinitely. In OPM, this would lock down even high S-tier class heroes, freezing them instantly. Dimensional manipulation. Limbo can bring large areas, possibly whole city districts, into the rift. He can scatter atoms across space or reshape reality within his rift. OPM countermeasures. Only characters with spatial manipulation or supernatural resistance, like Saitama's potential immunity to mental dimensional hacks, Tatsumaki's psychic barriers, or Blast's teleportation, might interact with him. Lore accurate Sevagoth, the Soul Reaper. Sevagoth is a specialized soul manipulating entity that acts as a reaper, capable of turning enemies into fuel. Soul manipulation. Sevagoth feeds on souls, a form of attack that most OPM characters cannot defend against. Gloom. Area control. Sevagoth can emit a gloom aurora that slows everything within it to a crawl while stealing their life force to heal himself, making him almost impossible to kill in the war of attrition. The Shadow. Ghost. Upon dying, Sevagoth releases a shadow which can turn into a cloud of darkness, rotting living beings from the outside. OPM countermeasures. Metal Knight's drones would be useless. They have no souls. Geno's Piri Piri prisoner or human opponents would be consumed immediately. Interaction with the OPM universe. Limbo versus speedsters and physical attacks. Flashy Flash or Atomic Samurai would find their attacks phasing through Limbo or freezing in midair. Limbo could potentially trap them in a cataclysm and banish them permanently. Sevagoth versus S-Class heroes. Sevagoth's Gloom Aurora would make Tatsumaki's battlefield control difficult, as his miasma infects everything living. Sevagoth is unbeatable by any army, meaning he could wipe out the hero association fodder effortlessly. The threat level. Both frames are faster than sound, lore-wise, and possess durability that negates conventional damage. They would be likely classified as a god threat, forcing Blast to intervene. Saitama's interactions. In typical OPM fashion, Limbo might banish Saitama to the Rift, only for Saitama to punch his way back out because he doesn't understand the rules of the dimension. Let's see. Ultimately, Limbo and Sevagoth would not be destroyed by raw power, but rather by characters with high-level spatial blast or conceptual immunity like Saitama. Ultimately. Good fight, though. That's a rather satisfying... That's actually pretty satisfying, if you ask me.
Try Folly.
We should get back to our work.
Well, I'm getting paid regardless, just sitting here.
You could do that. Remind me, we could do that in the future in here. If we pick, like, the 5-star challenge. I could do that when we do that. Alright. 8:15, huh? Damn, we're actually making good time. I actually don't know. Do we have anyone watching?
I was on there, just said hi.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, when I'm reading that stuff aloud, it takes me to places. It's actually pretty funny. That was actually a pretty satisfying thought experiment. But the idea of our Warframes being considered god tier is actually kind of... I mean, gameplay-wise, they're just mid. They're mid. Come on, man. Like, my Limbo is, like, meh compared to what he is in lore. And Sevagoth, ooh. He's definitely the damage dealer. However, when you actually see that, like, Limbo could scatter atoms across space, basically it would mean he could just wipe everything out.
The drone will.
Well, technically speaking, Limbo's Rift does behave differently, so in theory, it should actually circumvent gag armor or plot armor or anything like that. I mean, the Rift functions differently than those other dimensions.
To launch multiple drones from the terabyte. Every member of your crew can fly one.
No, it's not ready to turn the pad on. I'll turn the pad on when we actually get done with this job.
Okay, both the laptops to access their servers will be upstairs. Send the drone up there, avoiding any guards. Live Invader employees are idiots, but they'll still think something's up if they see a drone flying around.
Oh, you had to pick One Punch Man universe. Hey, that's actually not a bad universe. Oh, alright. Oh, damn, that was the wrong 61. I clicked on it too early. I'll reset it. Come on. Oh, 54.
One laptop down, one to go. We should have access to all that personal data as soon as it's done.
You
Oh my
got another
God.
subscriber back, by the way. You're at 180 again.
Huh? Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wrong one. Oh. So, I don't watch that show, but out of curiosity, is One Punch Man, like, is Saitama supposed to be
I've got full access to
like
servers now, and I sent
the
the
end to a
target's
mean,
location
like a
to
means to an
GPS.
end kind of
There's
character?
nothing
Like
about
he
this
only
guy
comes out when he
I've got a
absolutely is
contract now for
needed, or
people to
does
protect
he
him.
just randomly
Don't be
just
surprised
do
if we run
everything?
into any mercenaries
He
who
just
need more
basically does
payday.
whatever he wants.
Mm. Ollie actually would be probably as dangerous too. Now, if you wanted me to add more power level, what if I combined all three of them?
Hmm.
The Sevagoth. Limbo and Sevagoth make one hell of a pair. Like, you got one that manipulates the environment, and you got one that manipulates life itself, pretty much. Just in time. I just turned on my pad.
He's done. Okay. And who said data was harmless? The money should be in your account already.
Cloud or ramped up. You know what? We're ramped up. This would actually give me the option to use the thought experiment. Yeah. It did say it would be in the future. Didn't think it was going to be that early. There it is. Yeah. Go get my phone. Yeah. Now, do you still want to make it One Punch Man universe, or do you want me to pick one?
You can pick one.
Awesome. I have one in mind.
Is it One Piece?
Shh. Damn it, Jordan. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Was I right?
Yes. Damn it, Jordan. Okay. I got the only one save where Limbo's Rift circumvents Flower. We already know what would happen if I did that. Saitama would die. Okay, in this fictional scenario, what if lore accurate Limbo and lore accurate Folly from Warframe were to invade the one... Hold on, I gotta go back. One Piece universe in... Hey, you want me to make it more fair where I say plot armor is disabled?
Do whatever you want.
Alright. Plot armor is disabled. Alright, here we go. In the fictional invasion of the One Piece universe by lore-accurate Limbo and Folly from Warframe, with plot armor disabled, the tidal war would shift heavily towards the invaders due to their ability to manipulate reality and dimensions in a way that bypass the standard physical laws of the Grand Line. The invaders. Lore-accurate power scaling, Limbo, the master of the Rift. Lore-wise, Limbo is a reality warping entity with total control over the Rift Plane, a pocket dimension between the void and material reality. Untouchable presence. By sliding into the Rift, Limbo becomes physically unreachable to anyone in the material plane, and even in One Piece, even the most advanced Busho Shoku armament Haki relies on a hitting substantial body, since Limbo is in a different dimension entirely. Physical strikes and most Devil Fruit powers would simply pass through him. Stasis and time control. Limbo can freeze anything within the rift. Let me move my character real quick. Okay. Effectively stopping time for his enemies. A lore-accurate cataclysm. Oh, hi, Gracie. Could pull entire fleet islands or fleets into the rift, where Limbo could then freeze the inhabitants indefinitely. Folly, the Shadowgrapher, a chaotic support and crowd control specialist who brings ink and shadowgraphs to life. Reality alteration. Folly can summon items from her sketchbook into existence, including Orokin death orbs that fire high-powered radiation lasers and explosive barrels that deal high damage based on a percentage of an enemy's maximum health. Plain air. She can attach enemies to ink balloons that strip them of their defenses, armor, and shields, and float them helplessly in the air. Against One Piece characters, this would likely translate to stripping away their Haki-based defenses or physical durability before dropping them for lethal fall damage. Invulnerability. Through her force perspective ability, she can dive through inky frames to become briefly invulnerable while repositioning. Impact in the One Piece universe. Without plot armor, the strategic and dimensional advantages of these two warframes would be catastrophic for the world government and pirate crews. Logia invulnerability negation. While Logia users like Kizaru and Akinaru are difficult, I am butchering that last word, I know, are difficult to hit, Limbo's Banish ability doesn't require physical contact. It is a wave of dimensional energy. Once a Logia user is pulled into the rift, they are subject to Limbo's rules, including stasis, which could freeze them even in their elemental forms. Haki versus Void Energy. Haki is the willpower made real, but Void Energy in Warframe is often described as an extra-dimensional force that defies standard logic. Lore-accurate Warframe abilities are completely ineffective at dimensional boundaries. This suggests they could bypass or even negate Haki-based protections. Strategic Decimation. Folly could spawn life support capsules or conduit keys to sustain herself in Limbo indefinitely while disrupting the world's economy and logistics. Limbo could simply rift walk into Marieljo's or Organishan Shima, drop a cataclysm, and end the leadership of the world in seconds with a stasis-locked execution. The combination of Limbo's absolute dimensional defense and Folly's unpredictable reality warping arsenal would likely lead to a swift game over for the One Piece world, as they lack the specific nullifier technology that required to force the Warframe out of their specialized states. Yeah, they don't make it. R2 Warframes would dominate the One Piece universe. Not even the King of the Pirates would save them. Oh well. How do you think the fight would even end between R2 Warframes versus the Straw Hat crew?
Probably won't end very well for them.
What do you think Limbo would do to Luffy?
Probably put him in stasis, laugh at him before he kills him.
What do you think my Limbo would do to Luffy? You already know what I do to my enemies when I'm on my Limbo, right?
You'll probably disembowel him,
Oh yeah.
rip his guts out while
Yep.
he's in stasis, so he can feel every bit of pain of it.
Oh no, I don't think you'll be feeling anything. That's the best part. It is the most humane way to kill them. They're in stasis, nothing works. If anything, like, he doesn't even have to do anything to Luffy. He can just, like, deatomize him. How do you... Okay, so, you already know what happens what I do to Luffy, but imagine what I would be doing to, like, Chopper or something. Like, Nami would probably fall. Like, none of them would stand a chance. Basically speaking, none of them would stand a chance. Robbery in progress.
You know what's easier than robbing a bank? Robbing bank robbers. You're plugged into the traffic camera.
Check the big city bank. I wonder if it's the small one this time.
No.
Of course it's not. It's never the small one. Yeah, I swear, it's like almost never the small one. It's always like either the country one or the big city bank. But almost never the small one. There's only 3 banks. Yeah, you know, damn it. There's only 3 banks and that are robbable apparently. Okay, this gives me a chance to actually read up the other one. I'm sure you got this. Where do you want me to put lore accurate Limbo and Folly in? What's the next universe you want me to invade? Us to invade? No Dragon Ball.
How about JoJo?
Interesting. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Universe. Okay. Here we go. In this scenario, a lore-accurate Limbo and Folly represented the peak of void manipulation engineering invade the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe. With plot armor disabled, the fight becomes a matter of pure tactical supremacy and conceptual capability. Lore-accurate Limbo is a reality-warping god in his own dimension, capable of isolating targets from physical reality, freezing them in stasis, and manipulating space-time. Lore-accurate Folly, the Shadow Grapher, acts as a support disruptor, creating ink blots that slow enemies, summoning 3D sketches. Like traps, like Orokin Death Orbs, and stripping armor shields using balloons. Here's how the invasion unfolds. The power gap, Void versus Stands. Limbo's invulnerability. Lore-accurate Limbo is immortal while in the Rift. Since stands are mental projections of the user and not void energy, they would likely phase through him using dimensional traveling abilities, like D4C or the Hand. The no math problem. The only reason Limbo died in lore was a miscalculation. Without plot-induced errors, Limbo simply banishes entire city blocks into the Rift. Folly's utility Folly can create Orokin death orbs that fire lasers that bypass armor. Her plain air balloons can disable JoJo characters for suspending them and stripping their defenses. Key matchups: Plot armor disabled. Against Stardust versus Stardust Crusaders Part 3, Limbo dominates. Jotaro cannot punch a target in another dimension. Stasis freezes projectiles, including Star Platinum's knives. Vanilla Ice Cream is the only threat, as he also uses a pocket dimension. However, Limbo's Rift is arguably more complex, and he can cast Cataclysm from a safe distance. Versus Diamond is Unbreakable,
You ready
Part
to do the
4.
5-star?
Great job.
Yeah.
Your payment should be in your account now.
Let me, get the... Alright. Alright,
Oh, I got original wanted level.
I like this new habit of ours. I'm actually gonna go on the top. Ow! I meant to say top. Ah, my phone! Ow!
I was thinking that I was gonna think of the anime Assassin. There's an anime called Assassin. There's a really super strong protagonist in there. He's the one that can manipulate shadows. Kind of like Sabaga.
Alright, okay. Versus Diamond is Unbreakable Part 4. Limbo versus Kira Yoshikage. Killer Queen's bombs would likely fail to detonate inside the rift, or the bomb would simply just exist in the material plane while Limbo's in the rift. Versus Folly versus Okusulu. Oh my god, dude, I am butchering these words. If Okusaru scrapes the rift, it might pop, but Limbo can immediately rebanish him. Versus Golden Wind. Limbo versus Jono. This is the hardest match. If Jura intercepts Limbo's invulnerability as an active attack, it might set it to 0. However, Limbo doesn't attack. He simply exists in a different space. If Limbo doesn't attack Joromo, Jura has no effect to revert. Versus Steel Ball Run. Limbo versus Funny Valentine, Love Train. Love Train redirects misfortune, but Limbo doesn't bring misfortune. He brings an entirely different reality structure. If Limbo banishes Lucy Steele, Love Train fails. Conclusion of the scenario. Without plot armor to save the protagonist from quick, decisive actions, Limbo and Folly would likely win. Folly uses plain air to expose high-threat stand users like Jotaro or Devalo, and Limbo instantly banishes them. Limbo uses Cataclysm on an enemy team, making himself and Folly untouchable while freezing them with stasis. Win condition. Limbo can deconstruct opponents by bringing them into the rift. The only way the JoJo characters win is by using highly specific non-physical hacks like Tusk Act 4 or 4DC to pierce the rift before Limbo freezes them, but lore accurate Limbo is too fast and too defensive to easily catch. That is a hell of a thought experiment, dude.
Try the anime Assassin.
Alright.
And put Subagov in this one, because like I said, the protagonist is Shadow. He's an assassin, uses shadow magic.
You said assassins?
No, it's just called Assassin.
Alright.
One. There's no S in it.
I gotta put brackets on that. Alright. You said Summergoth, right?
Yeah. Because he's shadow themed, so I want to put another shadow theme in there.
Alright. In this fictional scenario, what if lore accurate Limbo and lore accurate Sevagoth from Warframe were to invade the Assassin anime universe? Hold on, I gotta delete the word adventure. Plot armor is disabled. You gotta make it a fair fight. Alright. In a fictional invasion of the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat universe. Is that the one?
Maybe.
Universe by lore accurate Limbo and Sevagot. The assassin world would likely be overwhelmed by the Warframe's specialized dimensional and soul-based abilities. Lore accurate Warframes are often described as godlike compared to standard fantasy settings. Invasion outcome summary. Limbo strategy. Limbo would effectively render himself and Sevagoth untouchable by existing in the Rift Plane, a pocket dimension between reality and the void. Sevagoth strategy. Sevagoth would harvest the wicked souls of the world's population to fuel his exalted shadow, a roving spirit of pure void energy that can reap souls directly. The Assassin Universe's defense. While characters like Luke, Thaka, Day are highly skilled tacticians with powerful magic and sub-realistic attacks like Gungnir, they primarily target physical or magical weaknesses without plot armor. Without plot armor or specific anti-void or anti-dimensional countermeasures, they have no way to damage an entity in a different plane of existence. Lore accurate power breakdown. Survivability, lore, Limbo, lore power. Can slide into the Rift Plane at will, becoming immune to all physical and magical attacks from the material plane. Sevagoth. Possesses an exalted shadow form and his main body is killed. He retreats into his tombstone while he must harvest souls to survive. Offensive hacks. Stasis freezes the movement of enemies and projectiles within the rift, effectively stopping time for them while Limbo remains mobile. Gloom. Gloom emits a radio pulse that slows enemies by up to 95% while simultaneously draining their life force to heal the Warframe. Destructive scale. Cataclysm tears an dimensional nexus that can collapse in a violent blast of void energy. So, implants death seeds into enemies that true damage, ignoring armor and shields, can detonate upon death. Lore feat. The most described as an overlord of the Rift, who only died because he miscalculated a jump between stars. Lore feat for Sevagoth. A dark helmsman who spent centuries drifting in the Rift, hunting and harvesting souls to sustain his existence. Key confrontations against Luke Togba D. I am butchering that word. I'm sorry, guys. I do not. Luke's reliance on physical projectiles like tungsten rods would be countered by limbo stasis. My mouth is getting really dry. Which arrests hit skin and projectile fire in midair. Sevagoth's gloom would further nullify Luke's hypersonic speed advantage against the hero. Eponia's massive mana pool and destructive power are irrelevant if they cannot cross dimensional boundaries. Limbo can simply banish Eponia to the Rift and leave them frozen in time indefinitely. The inevitable end. Sevagoth would eventually use Death's Harvest to weaken the entire world's population, making them more vulnerable to damage until their souls are fully harvested to fill his death well. It looks like our Warframes are basically gods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put my phone away. That was a pretty satisfying adventure. If I don't say so myself. Chair's gonna turn off almost any minute now. I'm gonna sit over here where I get off.
So I'm on again.
Yep. Thank you for reminding us.
Hello? All right, it'll cost us, but I have plenty of friends with extra chemicals laying around.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching this live stream, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.